There's a very cool pedestal.
Yes, so at long last we are using the classic Doom skin. Felt appropriate for the very ending.
Makes sense.
And that podium is the only one that I cheated.
Ah. What were the normal conditions?
I don't remember. It's been too long. Our recording sessions are sometimes really spread out.
Right.
So I don't even remember what the condition was. It was probably something on Ultra Nightmare mode, but it fit too perfectly with this level. So yeah.
Okay.
So there's the Dark Lord with his fancy mecha suit, apparently,
With his Doom Buster.
which they were able to put together in like 2 hours for him, despite the fact that he's been around for decillion years.
I'm guessing he had that thing on retainer, but yeah.
I guess so. Man, they were really waiting for him all that time.
Also, was that like demonic, or was that like a fancy word? A 10 me, like a 10, like to me my troops, or what?
I think it was probably a different language.
Yeah. Sounds Latin almost.
The upside down cross ships, even though that is a symbol associated with Peter, a saint.
Yeah. I'll be honest, when I saw those, I only thought of shoot, I can't think of the name now. Oh no. Oh yeah, Tron. Little funny Tron ships.
Hey, it's the Betrayer.
Hey, his hammer is blue. He has been redeemed.
The
So,
three tribes of...
Did you guys all jump through that same portal, or
Yeah, Brendan the rules on can only get here through the Gate of Divum. Also, this DLC was released in 2021, so yes, they are absolutely ripping off Avengers Endgame.
Oh yeah. Is it weird that I like this more?
It is missing one thing that is very, very big, and that is the Earth forces aren't here. The Ark absolutely deserves to get
What the
payback for
heck?
what they did to Earth.
My hell's wrong. If the Dark Lord is defeated in ritual combat, any demon outside his realm will be destroyed.
So when I saw this, I was completely like, what the heck in the Halo 3 am I? Oh, nice.
Yeah, there's a lot of effort put into the background details. I will not disparage that.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Like,
I mean...
the tone is weird, but I don't hate it.
Yeah, but this goes along with our whole theory that this game just doesn't care about being anything other than a fantasy story, because the whole Earth being consumed thing was more a part of the sci-fi stuff.
Yeah.
And so who shows up? It's not Earth. It's not the Ark. It's not any of the sci-fi guys. No,
Yeah.
it's the it's
Fantasy
like the
humans.
barbarian Space Marines.
Yeah. Like, and I gotta say, you know, it is nice to have a different flavor of Space Marine, because I feel like Space Marines kind of got oversaturated after a while.
I mean, you can thank Halo for a lot of that.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
Well, I mean...
I don't blame Halo, I blame the executives trying to get a piece of the Halo pie.
Well, that's what I mean.
Ah.
I mean that something popular comes along,
Right.
it works, people try and recreate it, and they only take the surface,
Right.
superficial elements.
It's like, did you ever watch that PBS show Cyber Chase back in the day?
Absolutely, I love Cyber Chase.
Okay, then you might remember both that and Kirby Right Back at You did weird Harry Potter-like motifs. And not
Yeah,
just
we
one
talked
episode.
about this during Monsters, Inc., I think, with that era where everybody had a Harry Potter
Yeah, and it's...
parody.
I still think the Kirby one's weird because that's Japanese. Like, I'm surprised they got in on that. But
I don't know how much influence Harry Potter had in Japan. I didn't think it was very big.
Yeah, so I'm just like, what? But, yeah, my point is, like, yeah, it's similar of, like, Because the Cyber Chase one's really bizarre. It's like, okay, so there's a Harry Potter world and Cyber Chase and Magic. Well, I guess. I don't know. I don't know why I remembered those episodes more than almost any of them, which is stupid. Although today we had 2 sausages between 3 people, so we had to do the thing from Cyber Chase where we had to figure out how to equally divide them. I felt like a moron when I realized, oh wait, let's just make it into 6 pieces. Or rather, I feel like I was an idiot as a kid, but you know what? Fractions are hard. I mean,
I do remember having... I was a math kid, but I at first struggled with fractions, and then I figured it out.
The one thing I've learned since my childhood that would have helped me so much is if they would have taught us what it was, it is absolutely just... It's a compound equation. A fraction is just division. It's this divided by this, plus this divided by... Yeah, it's like... It's even the same symbol.
I mean, I remember them talking about how fractions are just division.
Yeah. I had to see a meme of it to understand that, because I have a rotten brain, but, you know. So this Escalation Encounter wasn't too bad, honestly.
Yeah, I would say that the... Let's see, I think the World Spear might have been the hardest one.
Oh, you know what I still to this day don't fully grasp? I mean, besides most of math. Are ratios. Ratios still confuse me to this day. Because I'm pretty sure I get it, but then, like... Oh, no, I'm thinking of whatever... I confuse ratios with odds. Like, odds are weird. I never took stats. My sister did. I'd love to pick her brain on what she learned.
Stats stink. I did not like stats.
Yeah, I know about standard deviation, and I know about percentiles, but...
The math thing that I could never wrap my head around was matrices.
Oh, man. So I would have been bad at matrices if it wasn't for the fact I got hyper special interest obsessed with the book Flatland. So when they're like, oh, this is higher dimensional, like, you know, matrices, I'm like, oh, I'm all in on this. But that doesn't mean it was easy for me. Just, I was willing to learn, even though I was never great at it. Which is funny, then you get to octals, and I'm like, oh, octals are sick. Can't do them, but they still think they're cool.
Yeah, but I had my limit on math. Once I got into college and did Calc 2, I was like, I have topped out. I ain't going any further.
It's weird because Calc in my school, I sincerely believe, was really Calc 1 and Calc 2 combined. Because I've heard a lot of Calc 1 classes don't even touch on... what do you call it? Integration? Like a lot
how the heck do you have a calc class without integration?
Maybe I'm thinking of pre-calc, but
that would make more sense because you start with derivatives and then you do their inverse, which is integrals.
Right. I think I'm thinking more of like getting into the whole graphing stuff. Like we did stuff of like integration by rotation of a cylinder through all the, you know, all that crazy 3D spinning the stuff around. Like, it's cool. Like, it's funny. I'm like, if this wasn't homework, I would love this. But because it's homework.
I remember I had a leg up in high school when I started calculus because I took physics at the same time.
Oh, nice.
And we were learning a lot of the same stuff at the same time.
It's funny. I got screwed for the exact same reason because I did not do well in Algebra 2, but I aced physics, which used the same math, go figure. And then I did okay the first time in Algebra 2. My teacher said, oh, you should take it again, and that was the biggest mistake of my life because that made me get complacent, and then that just led me a road to ruin of, like, the gifted kid getting screwed in the end kind of situation. Not that I was gifted, but I'm just saying, like, I really should have moved on to trig. Oh, well.
I took a programming class in college that I was way too advanced for. I wasted my time.
Oh, nice.
So that can happen when you switch schools, and
yeah. Was that when you went from Ensign to U of U?
Other way around, but yeah.
Oh, you went. I always thought you went.
I started at the U and then I went to Ensign.
That makes more sense. Yeah, if I could do things over again, I would have went to Ensign, got my associates like you did, and actually got a job instead of languishing to get a bachelor's that now feels useless. I'll find something. Might be retail again for now, but it'll be something.
Well, there certainly are a lot of angels defending hell.
Yeah, like, cause. Well, no.
I mean, they've been taken.
Yeah.
They've been taken over by. I'm just saying, it's like, huh? Fancy seeing you here, makers.
You know, of all the angels depicted, I'd say these are up there with the "Be not afraid." And I can see why they would say that, because my gosh, they're not appealing. On the other end of that spectrum, though, I'd probably say the most favorable depiction of the angels in media has to be panty and stocking with garter belt. Not their morals, mind you, just aesthetics. I need to watch the rest of that show.
Isn't it getting a second season?
It
finally?
is. I'm excited.
Is it being done by Trigger?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they got the rights back, basically. It was like oh, what do you call that? It was like a, I can't think of the game. Oh, no. Oh, gosh. Oh, Hi-Fi Rush. It was a Hi-Fi Rush situation where they were able to get their rights back. Or, oh, there's that. I know there's another, like, there's a couple scenarios of developers getting the rights back to their things. I always feel good when that happens.
Let's hope that 3D Realms can get Duke Nukem back from Randy Bobandy.
Oh yeah, so it's funny. We were talking about AI the other day, and I watched a thing that I forgot that if anybody's gonna pull this off, I'm glad to know that, and this is relevant to Doom, that interdimensional science wizard John Carmack is trying to throw his hat in the ring on that, so we'll see. But I just love the John Carmack jokes. They never stop being funny.
Civi's the absolute best at them.
I mean, when you look at what Doom was for its time, it was like cutting, like state of the art. Like this is a
It was insane what he did
Yeah.
with incredibly basic hardware.
Like it felt
that was
like
PCs at the time.
It felt like one of those crazy like Bad Apple as played by X things. Like it's like I can't believe you did this. Or like those insane people. Every time I think it's a 5-up and I'm disappointed. But yeah, those insane people that make paintings in Microsoft Excel. I don't even understand that.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's insane. I swear I've seen people do roller coaster animations in Excel.
What?
It was maybe I'm misremembering, but it was something like that.
Man. Oh, this is pretty sick.
Go for it, go for it. Oh, he caught the punch.
So those guys, they don't require a Slayer blade to stay down, right?
No, they're Titans, so they would theoretically.
Okay. I'm guessing that whatever they probably brought whatever they need to make, like, I'm sure a blue blade would probably also work.
Although that does bring up a question, because there are plenty of Titans in Hell that are down, you know, like from the second level of the game. But then there's that one that is doesn't seem like an Icon of Sin level threat in Terrace Nabad.
Maybe it's just if they're outside of Hell, they'll regen, but if they're inside of Hell, then it's like, well, like, if we really need you, we'll revive you. It almost feels like, I don't know, like, what's the word I'm thinking of? The rules are very, like, lawyer, like, fey, mischievous, just like to be a demon in Hell is not a good time. Like, no matter how high ranking you are, it's probably not great.
Probably not. I mean, out of all the demons I could turn into, I would definitely not want to be a pain elemental.
Yeah.
Although, from a really long time ago, one of the original creators of Doom said that Archviles are the most innocent of all of the demons because
What?
they just want to heal the other demons. Because in Doom 2, the thing that Archviles could do was resurrect other demons.
I see. So I'm guessing you become one by doing malpractice in your waking life. No, gosh.
That might have been the inspiration behind some of the Archviles glory kills, because it looks like they have more like genuine fear in their eyes
that's
than
interesting.
other demons.
Because, yeah, the Archvile can't actually attack you, can he?
No, he can.
Okay.
It was in Doom 2 where the Archvile resurrected enemies. In this one, he summons them.
Right.
I think it was just inspiration for making him a little more unique.
So speaking of turning into demons, have you ever encountered the movie, like the Doom movie?
I know of the Doom movie starring The Rock.
Right.
I've watched a couple of YouTube videos about it, but I've never watched it for myself.
So,
because...
in the lore, it's really stupid. Like, so, there's a guy in it who, because, like, for some reason, it's like, oh, okay.
So
Are you farming, or?
What happened is that I completed the combat encounter, but the area won't open. There's still the thing there. So I have to reload the last checkpoint and try again.
Ah, that sucks. I wonder how common that is.
Because it just kept spawning more zombies and not doing anything.
But yeah, there's a weird, messed up, like, morality thing in that movie where a guy who's like, oh, because you have an impure heart, you'll become a demon. He's like, well, I don't want that, so to save everyone, I'll kill myself first. And then it's like, because you have a good heart, guy playing Doom guy, you'll become the Doom Slayer, even though you're a jerk. And it's just like, what? The movie's sloppy, from what I've heard.
I mean, I believe that the whole thing of demons originally being humans was first experimented at in. I'm so mad at myself for missing that shot of that dragon going by.
I basically saw it.
I believe that it was originally brought up in Doom 3. And I mean, technically, Doom Eternal brings it back, but...
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of love letters to the whole series in this game. Said the guy who's only played this.
Both Doom movies have primarily used Doom 3 as inspiration.
Oh, there's 2 movies.
Doom Annihilation, which...
That might be the one I'm thinking of.
No, that one doesn't have The Rock.
No, that might be the one I'm thinking of.
Okay. But yeah, Doom Annihilation only came out a couple years ago. I think it was in the lead up to Eternal. And on Twitter, id Software went so far as to tell everyone, we have nothing to do with the movie.
Wow. It reminds me of how I keep forgetting that there was an Assassin's Creed movie, and my brain cannot hold on to that information. Every time I'm reminded, I'm like, oh yeah, that happened, and I still don't care.
I barely remember that was a thing when it happened.
Yeah. Like, I'm like
it just
I don't even know if it was bad. I've literally never heard anyone talk about it.
Yeah, like Borderlands, everyone knows that that's a steaming pile of crap. It's but like, no one even knows that Assassin's Creed was a thing.
It's like Ninjala. I, to this day, still don't believe it exists.
By the way, do you think that Borderlands represents the, to put it one way, the monkey's paw of whatever demon Randy made a deal with to have Borderlands and like Gearbox?
Maybe. I just knew.
I'm not explaining this well, but
I know what you're saying. It is, well, you know, when you botch a project, you botch a project.
It's
like Pat pointed out that the first game isn't good to be a movie. They should have gone with the second one or third one.
I never played any Borderlands
I didn't
games, so I
either.
don't know,
All I
but-
know is I knew that it would fail when they didn't get the voice actor for Claptrap. I want to say
Just
he was
hire
voiced by
Jack Black.
like. Oh, I missed that. No, I didn't miss that one. And like,
Yeah,
I
I
like
have
Jack
to go back
Black.
for that one.
And if it was written well, I would have been fine with it. But I'm like, well, it wasn't good anyway, so...
Oh yeah, Jack Black is a fine actor and even a voice actor. It's just the mentality that Hollywood has that we have to have our own people. Voice actors to voice act movies? What are you talking about?
It's frustrating because we didn't get Claptrap in that movie, but we did get him in Team 4-Star. The Cooler... What is it? Cooler's Revenge or whatever?
Yeah, Cooler too.
Didn't he, like, go uncredited in that or something under a pseudonym?
They had him act under a pseudonym and they were playful about it for a while, but eventually they said, yeah, it's him.
I wonder if they did that for legal reasons.
Possibly.
Oh, hey, look, it's the world's most useless guards!
Yeah, I think the movie came out when Borderlands was still a big thing. The Cooler 2 DBZ movie. But yeah, so these guys are considered the losers of the Doom universe due to how weak they are.
I just don't get it. It's like, oh, you guys are all Nepo babies, I bet. Like,
I guess they just didn't have the resources to make a complex enemy.
I guess, but you should have at least given them, like... I mean, they
Some extra hit points?
Well, yes. Like, I could literally beat one to death. Like, I was shocked. I was like, I almost feel like I'm killing civilians right now. This feels wrong. Also, that jump was terrible for me. That took way too many tries.
Also, we are, it's rather strange that we are in a legit hell city with, like, people in it.
Right.
I mean, I guess it sort of makes sense, but, like, I don't know. It's just... Again, hell just sort of changing constantly depending on the needs of
It's
whatever
just like,
they... I don't know.
It's weird. Because, like, you
It does have a cool aesthetic, though.
It does. I do like it. It's very... It's almost anti...
It's almost anti-Urdak, but without just being a palette swap of it.
Yeah. Which is good. I will say... Now that we're this far and you didn't read any of the lore on screen, I can talk about this. I'm pretty sure, was it said this was actually... This place was an even better paradise than Urdak was at one point? I'm pretty sure it's already said that in the lore by now, so it's not a spoiler.
Yeah, so this... Originally, hell was a realm called Jakad, and... It was said that the Father created the Dark Lord to Davoth to rule over it, and he gave them mortality, but also made this place a paradise. And it was very nice. I don't remember if it was created before or after Urdak. I think it was
after Urdak. It was basically his summer home project, the Father.
But eventually Davoth came to despise the fact that his people died and ruined all of hell trying to find the secret of immortality so that his people wouldn't die.
It is ironic because you could argue he found it, but at a terrible price. I guess that's
in a way.
Like, it's not good immortality, but I think the demons are technically immortal, not like biologically immortal.
Well, on the other hand, though, the demons are like demonified humans.
Right.
I don't think there's
Who
any
are the
evidence that the
original
Immoran
Jakadians?
civilians become demons.
Maybe. I wonder. Maybe they're the guards. Speaking
Alright,
of the guards,
finally.
they remind me of the red. What is it? The red Crayola-looking Emperor guards from Star Wars, except they're crap. Actually, no, they're always crap. Those guys never do anything cool or die way too fast.
Yeah.
Lest we forget that terrible movie that I was like, oh, this could be sick, and then it wasn't.
Yeah. Thing is, when you say that terrible movie, you could be referring to several things.
I know, but I mean, you know what? Because before Rise of Skywalker came out, I would say that The Last Jedi was the worst Star Wars thing to ever exist.
I still haven't seen Rise of Skywalker. I don't care.
I'ma be real. Like, I feel like I don't take any mind-altering substances, but I sure felt like I was on them while I was watching that movie, because I'm like, either the writers are having a stroke or I am, because this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. But anyway, so what's interesting is that what the father learned from the despoiling of Jakad was that if he wanted to create mortals, he had to give them pains and misfortunes so that they would actually value life and not try to create immortality at all costs, because that's just bad.
I mean, the question is, if this is hell and you go to hell when you die, where did the Jakadians go? Nowhere?
I mean, that's been the question throughout a lot of things that deal with hell. It's like, but wait, how you're trying to go with the whole bad people go to hell, but then how does that relate to this? And they still have their bodies, but not just their souls, and
right.
That stuff that we talked about at Necropole. And whatever. Clearly, they're just putting whatever they think is cool on screen and hoping that you don't think about it too much.
Yeah. Screw the lore. I have guns.
To some, and I mean, most people are praising the fact, oh, in Doom you can just ignore the lore and focus on shooting things.
Oh, I just wanted to make a Kaiba joke, but I will say, like, there's a big difference between not worrying too much about your lore and actively not paying enough attention that it's not even worth having.
Yeah, there's
like Transformers.
There's a balance to be had, and I think that they did it pretty well in 2016, and I think that they didn't do it quite as well in Eternal.
They definitely didn't. Yeah, Transformers has some of the worst world building I've ever seen. It's actually pretty funny. It does make me wonder if they're ever gonna like go forward with what they've built, or they're gonna just keep making like. Actually, no. Was Rise of the Beast? Let's see. No, was the one with the Beast Wars stuff? Was that after? Was that a prequel?
I think it was. I think it was The Last Night and then Rise of the Beasts.
No, you're forgetting the Bumblebee prequel.
Oh yeah, I know. I haven't seen any Transformers movie.
Actually, the Bumblebee one's okay. It's still not
I heard that
great.
the beginning of the Bumblebee one is really good because it's basically
fun.
just Cybertron.
If you're gonna watch Transformers, watch the first one and pretend it's the only one that exists. I will say though, as a VFX junkie and a practical effects guy, they like that alone makes them worth watching, but you're not watching them for the story. You're now... I don't watch Transformers for the plot. Except when I do. Gosh dang it.
Yeah,
I just can't believe that...
Was it DreamWorks that did a lot of the animation for the Transformers, like, shifting? I could have sworn it was them.
I thought it was... if it is, that's impressive, because that is good effects. Whoa, I've never actually missed that thing in a way where I could see it go out in the back end. I want to say it was, what's the name of the something Light and Magic, but maybe not?
Industrial Light and Magic?
Yeah, maybe it wasn't, yeah. But yeah, anytime you see a car blow up, or cars getting tossed, or vehicles getting tossed, that's more than likely real. Like, I'll give Michael Bay his due. He loves just actually going practical where he can.
Man, back when we considered Michael Bay the low point of cinema, his stuff, it seems like Citizen Kane these days.
Ryan, do I have to remind you of the cursed knowledge that he is slated to make a Skibbity toilet movie?
Oh, that's right. I did forget about that cursed knowledge.
Oh no!
Well, I still though, like,
I'm
2000s and early 2010s Michael Bay was considered the worst, and now it's quaint. Like, that doesn't make it good, but
honestly, I feel like he was ahead of the curve of superhero slop. That the Transformers movies are a similar brand of slop. Because it's just like, the stakes are too high, the damage is too high, I can no longer care about anything, because it's why the first two Spider-Man movies were so fun. It was like, oh, Spider-Man has to deal with, like, you know, high schooler stuff and juggling stuff.
Grounded problems
Yeah.
and not the multiverse.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, Spider-Verse still works because it's not the Spider-Verse at risk, really. It's
Wait,
just...
you didn't get the... Oh, now you go back, huh?
No,
that's
I'm gonna head back later.
I forgot that there's another encounter here.
This one is nasty.
It's really bad. Like, it's still not as bad as the one in Reclaimed Earth, but it's pretty bad. Like, I was sweating. But yeah, I will say, No Way Home is a fun movie. It is a bad movie. I would even say it feels like an archive of our own fan fiction, given an insane budget. Because there's several crazy lines that just bother me so badly. Like when Peter's like whipping out the Stark tech, he's like, in this universe our technology's better here. I'm like, that sentence is terrible. Like, there's something about that sentence that just feels awful. Like, maybe that's just a weird hang-up, but... It's just a lot.
No Way Home was able to coast along on its gimmick that it executed well, and that gimmick worked that one time, and others tried to recreate it, and it didn't work.
Like, I'll say if they wanted staying power, what they should have made, and they would have had to pay the 3 actors a lot more. Don't have it be one big movie. Just have it be, like, 2.5 Men with Spider-Man sitcom. Like, I would have, like, on a Disney Plus show. Because you can do a lot with just screwing around with the 3... Like, that was the funnest part, is just when they're hanging out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a sucker for slice of life, which is why I'm sad we'll never get a good slice of life Squirrel Girl movie. I mean, show. Would have been great. But I feel like even if we got it now, it wouldn't be good. It's the grape... Well, no, not the grapes have gone sour. The stew has gone bad.
By the way, I think the Spirit actually did manage to get into a different enemy.
Huh.
So that was my bad.
Yeah.
Oh, and I think it was a Cyber Mancubus.
So there's a debate online right now if there's going to be Bros moves and Bros items both in Brothership.
Uh-huh.
I'm curious because people are pointing out... So, on the one hand, there's only one bar, and it's for Bros items. On the other hand, there's no reason they couldn't use that for Bros moves. But
they learned after Partners in Time that you can't have Bros items as actual items, because then you can just spam them to high heaven.
Right, it's terrible. And I will say, I would be okay if, instead of it being Bros moves that you have a meter, you just get more and more complicated base moves that you add on. That would be fine, because, I don't know, that would, I guess, free some slots, but we'll see. I'm excited. That game looks way better in 3D than I ever could have imagined.
It does look nice.
Yeah. It'd only be good if Luigi's socks have stripes. He wears gamer socks. You can't convince me otherwise. It's like the debate online about Fred from Scooby-Doo. That there's evidence that his pants and blue collar actually are one big, like, full, like, bodysuit underneath his white shirt.
Oh, no. I just remembered the images people did of Sora's Kingdom Hearts 1 outfit without the jacket.
Oh.
It's cursed.
It reminds me of the very, very foul and obscene Photoshop of Aladdin with no pants on, and his body's just shaped like that under the pants. It's awful.
Oh, jeez.
It's awful. There we go! Ripping off Halo 4? Okay.
And Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, yeah. Although, here I'm okay with it.
Although someone's gonna have to weld that hole back together.
Yeah, I feel like if they kill the Dark Lord, that's... Like, I don't think anybody's gonna bat an eye.
Yeah, but here is absolute bullcrap.
Oh,
killing a pain elemental just by hook-shotting it.
Wait, did
Or
he actually
meat-hooking
kill it? It seemed like he
That's
just
what
kinda...
it looked like.
Because he shot it at a non-effective distance, too. That's the funny part. So, I have a question.
Yes.
What is the intended... So you have to get this orb, huh?
Yes, the encounter begins when you get the haste, and then it throws you a bunch of stone imps at you, and I don't know what the purpose of this room is.
Because at first I was like, okay, it's a refill room. I'll just get all my stuff and then move forward. I was like, oh, I'll get the haste for fun, because I didn't realize that, like, barrier was there. So I assumed this was like a Indiana Jones, you took the haste, now you're paying for it. Because these guys just keep coming.
There's a lot of them. I guess they got to the end and thought, you know, we haven't used the stone imps enough.
We haven't used one of my least favorite enemy types enough. Although it could be worse. It could be just... like, they're okay, but... I just couldn't keep track of them all. They just kept appearing. I was like, surely I'm done, and then I wasn't, like, 5 times over.
They can only be destroyed with the repeated impacts of the auto shotgun. Oh, you can punch them.
Or Doom Guy's face.
Or the hammer.
Thank you, intern. I'll be sure to put a word in at your quarterly report review.
Unfortunately, due to the time scale, it is very unlikely we will ever see him again because Doom Guy ain't gonna stay in that casket for like a year.
Yeah. What if it's like even more in the future? Oh, what if the Dark Ages is a future, or is like a... It is in the future, but things have gone back to the dark... I don't know.
They made it very clear in the trailer that this is a
from the
prequel.
past. Okay. I still think it's the craziest thing to use skulls as ammunition, which is kind of amazing.
I do like it, and I think I may have mentioned it, but it's interesting that that weapon seems to have a projectile spread like the Unmaker.
Mm-hmm. Which is good, because I feel like the Unmaker on paper was good, in execution was useless.
Just because of the limitation of its ammo type.
Well, yeah, it's like, I'd rather be using the BFG.
Mm-hmm. But in a more horizontal game, it makes a lot of sense.
It makes sense, yeah.
Alright, well, that's it for the last regular level of the game. We will see you next time for the finale of Doom Eternal.